Don't let that guy you call the boss interfere with your entertainment. Chaotic Radio, chaoticradio.com.
The Black Lung, the Black Lung Show, 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 it's starting fucking now.
That's right, you're listening to the Black Lung Show live on the world-famous chaoticradio.com. People, the government is shut the fuck down, but we are not. And I don't know how you guys feel about that. I don't talk a lot.
I didn't even know.
You didn't even know?
Nah, fuck them.
I saw something about that. Well, you know how I know is because I got on Facebook this morning and it's just, fucking Jesus Christ, man.
Does that mean it's anarchy in the USA?
It's the fourth shutdown in the last 10 years.
Thank you, Mike. Right off the bat, look, contributing right away.
15 years.
Our guests in studio today. Are Sticky Doll, returning for the second time on the Black Lung Show, and punk rock icon Mike Sosa of many bands. We'll get to that, but I bring that up because fucking social media, man. I have a love-hate relationship with that goddamn thing. I was on Facebook, right, and I just see everyone posting up shit about the shutdown. There's people blaming the Democrats, and there's everyone complaining about the fucking Republicans. Mm-hmm. I don't give a fuck about either one of those assholes. I can't stand that shit. And then the funny part too is like, I don't know what people think that they're doing, or does it make them feel good or something? They post up on there like, "Come on, Democrats and Republicans, get your head out of your ass." And I just wonder, like, do you think that our politicians are just gonna wake up and go on Facebook and see your random fucking post?
Well, that's how they make their decision. Yeah. They look at Facebook.
They're like, oh shit, Randy in Riverside is pissed. He says we should get our heads out of our asses. So let's fix this government. Fucking please, man. I don't know what that means for the country. All I do know is that the one cool post that I saw on Facebook today was one of our listeners, all the way out in New York, Victoria Lynch. She posted up what is that called, a meme or whatever that fucking shit is. And the meme was just like, everyone's arguing about the government, and I'm over here spinning records. And I think that's clever, because that's what we're gonna do today. We're gonna talk about rock and roll. We're not gonna talk about the government, but we're gonna play a song about the government. This is a band that has been a guest of mine on the Black Lung Show a few years ago. I'm coming up my third year. I can't believe it. And for all you people that have been putting up with me, thanks for listening. You guys are fucking cool. If you want to talk to me or my co-host, my engineer extraordinaire, Dutchy the Punk Rock DJ.
What up, fuckers?
Yeah.
It's a fucking pleasure. I'm like, you know what? I'm liking doing this more and more and fucking more.
Well, thank you.
Fucking more and more every fucking week.
Well, they were asking too. They were like, "Who was your engineer the last time we came on the show?" And I couldn't even fucking remember.
You've had more engineers.
Yeah, I go through them like toilet paper. It's ridiculous. But now I got Dutchy in here, and so it's great because I've had engineers that don't know shit about music. They're just trying to help me out. Yeah. But I can bounce stuff off Dutchy because Dutchy has got the same passion and drive for this station and for all the bands that I have. And so anyway, if you want to call and talk to me or Dutchy the Punk Rock DJ, Sticky Doll, or Mike Sosa, our call-in number is area code 909-360-8330. So whether you're a Republican or a Democrat or someone that just doesn't give a fuck like Dutchy and I don't know how you guys feel about it. I really don't care. But we're going to play a song called I Hate the Government, and the band's called 390. You're listening to the Black Lung Show live on chaoticradio.com.
poor. Everywhere I go, there's too much in them from us. We got a right to know. I said, love your country, hate your government. 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 We got a right to hope. We got a right to vote. We gotta take control or stand in their dark cold. Take the whole of your life. Don't need a gun or a knife. Our weapons are not harmful. Stand together and we never fall. I said, love your country, hate your government. 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 Love your country, hate your government.
It's all across the world.
That's right.
D-Mob. Love your country, hate your government.
I love that band.
Me too.
How is he doing anyway? Have you talked to Andy lately?
Yeah, I talked to him a couple of weeks ago. He's open to emigrate and be over here for good in a few months.
Yeah, that's what he's been saying for the last year and a half.
He's actually well, actually no, I can't say, not on the radio.
Okay. Well, let's do this. Let's do introductions right now. So and we're on YouTube, by the way, too. So we got cameras everywhere.
Did you? I already put it on your page and KX page. It's all over everywhere. It's live right now.
Awesome. So these are our esteemed guests. To my left is the legendary Mike Sosa.
Hi.
You don't go by Psych Mike?
That's what we
that's
call
a long
you, I
story.
think.
I love that name. That's what we call you in Psych.
I know.
Yeah, with love.
If
with
it's
love.
a long story, it's worth listening to.
Well, that was the
Not all
much
of
in,
it.
much in the line of Terry Chimes when Joe Strummer. I think I already told you the story, did you? Tory Crimes.
I'm supposed to remember.
I guess, huh? But I don't think Terry Chimes appreciated it much. But on our first release, Joey put my name, just transposed Mike Sosa, Psych Mosa, and so this kind of a name I pulled out of the mothballs recently.
All right.
Oh, it's a good stage name.
So go ahead.
Yeah.
El Sancho. There's no story behind. Well, do I have a story behind that?
I do.
Nah.
When you're in a band with El Sancho, don't take it personal when he finds another drummer, because you're in a band with El Sancho. You know what that means, right?
That's what he likes to do.
No, we don't fire drummers.
I said find another drummer. I mean,
find
lives
another.
closer to you. I
Yeah.
understand.
Well, we moved out far away from the LA area, so
All right.
Yeah. Cinna, lead vocal,
She's
Sticky
no
Doll.
saint.
Yeah.
Sticky Doll. You guys listen to Black Lung Show. So Sticky Doll and Mike are here in the studio. I haven't had Sticky Doll on in a while. How long ago has it been since you guys?
I think it was almost a year.
Probably
It's
it's been a little while. So what have you guys been up to since the last time you guys were here in the studio? And what do you think? The studio's a lot different now.
I played
right?
2 shows with them in that time.
Yeah. Well, I think since the last time we saw you, we were real active up until the end of June of 2017. We played a fuckload of shows. We did a couple other radio shows. We got our CD pressed. We did the original punk rock thing. Our first few shows, You know, we had the Memorex with the Sharpie pen, and real classy. But anyway, we got that pressed and some cool T-shirts. You know what? I think we had all that when we were here before because I remember giving you a Sticky Doll shirt.
Yeah, I still have that.
Yeah.
I rock that here.
So
and there.
we had the
Cool.
CD going at the time. So yeah, we played. I don't know, just the whole, the usual, trying to build up a fan base, get known, do bigger and better shows. June, we moved out to Joshua Tree, basically. We're in Yucca Valley. It's
Why?
right near Joshua. Fuck L.A., dude.
Because we hated
That's-
LA.
Simply,
We had to leave LA.
like
Like
X
this
says.
song. Yeah.
So, but we got out there. We had big plans for shooting some videos and doing a little road tour. And I had to deal with some serious fucking family stuff. And it was an unexpected hiatus we went on for a few months. So we're just kind of back now.
Cool.
And we got some shows coming up, and that's about it. Yeah, we're looking to put out
Couple
something
new
new and
songs.
put out something new in April. We've had that CD now for about a year, so we got a bunch of new stuff we're working on recording. And
So the CD that you guys put out, Sticky Doll Red, won't come out. You guys can check this out. Pick it up at one of their shows coming up. Google them, right? Yeah, I'm sure you're.
www. Fuck.
That's right. We're the
It's
first
really
one.
good stuff. I really enjoy playing it. That was good stuff.
So hey, oh, my fucking headphone just went crazy. How did you guys meet up? How did it come about that Mike became your drummer for a little
Heather.
Heather,
Heather
I,
Starkey.
I hope she's watching. We love Heather.
Yeah.
Heather's a little girl that used to lived in the old neighborhood, had backyard parties. Her mom took her to the Olympic Auditorium to see Mad Parade open for Social Distortion in like 1987
Yeah,
or
she's a
something like
huge
that.
fan of you guys.
So her mom took her. It was great. Her mom was great, and I saw her when a band I was in opened for X at the Observatory, and Mom and Heather came to that show. Anyway, yeah, Heather loves Sticky Doll, and they were looking for a drummer. And
No, but you know how it really happened?
tell me how. It really happened.
Yeah.
No.
remember.
That was basically it. But remember,
Give
I
me
was
the details.
I was getting ready to put together a Damned tribute band
Oh yeah.
called the Goddamned.
Where's the
And-
tattoo?
Oh,
And I
great,
was,
great.
I got my goddamn tattoo, right? My goddamn tattoo. But anyway, and I asked Heather, I said, hey, do you know any good drummers? I'm trying to put together this Damned tribute band. I got Steve, the original bass player from the Vandals, and blah, blah, blah. And she recommended Mike. And so we were talking about, here's a song list, and we kind of were starting that whole thing.
That's right. And
And
I
then-
love playing Rat
Yeah,
stuff, man. That's
and
right up my alley.
nobody's really doing a damn tribute band that I've seen. So anyway, but it came up that like, hey, fuck, our
When
drummer
that comes up, man, we'll do
Well,
it.
our drummer had to go on. The guy we were playing with at the time had to go on tour. I'm not going to say who we went on tour with, but let's just say they're not punk band. But anyway,
Yeah.
but he's a great drummer. But anyway, he had to go on tour, and I was already talking with Mike, and I said, "Dude, you want to come on and play some Sticky Doll shows?" And that's it. That's how it worked. So we did a couple really good shows. Blacklight District in Maui, Sugar Mill, one of our favorite places to play. And then we moved out to the desert and told Mike to hit the road. No,
Mike
we
came-
hit
Mike
the
came
road.
out and helped you set up your drums.
Yeah,
though,
he
huh?
did. Yeah, I started playing drums too. So Mike came out. We did some rehearsals.
Yeah.
And because we still had the Maui show to do. So he hooked up set up my new drum kit, and we stay in touch, and he'll play with us when there's some opportunities. I'm sure. We kind of use a bunch of different drummers.
We're talking about next Friday. We'll see what
Friday
happens
night.
there.
Well,
I was
yeah.
gonna say, if you're
I don't know how
there.
much talking I should do, Ryan.
Yeah.
So no, it's your show. This is I've done a couple of shows here with Dutchie, and I started this show almost 3 years ago because I want to help bands and promote bands and talk music. Like when I go home after work and stuff like that, and I'm on the phone with my friends' bands, and we're talking about shows, how the show went, how crazy it was, who got fucked up, and where we should play, and it's always about networking and such. And so anyway, that's an interesting point. Dutchie and I were talking before the show started. Chaotic Radio is going to be a lot more punk. We've been doing a lot more stuff with the station as far as like the new cameras are in studio. We have a green room now. It's just getting a lot better. We're getting great guests, and so Dutchie was talking to me about going back and looking at the archives of the Black Lung show and you can hear different Black Lung Show episodes throughout the week, not just the one show that I do, every Sunday. And it's a funny story. You just remind me of a guest. And here's a band I want you to do, Dutchie. Is a band called the Mink Daggers, and the Mink Daggers, fucking amazing band. When I first heard them, I still listen to them on rotation. And when they were in studio, they said the same thing. They were gonna start a damn tribute band, and that's how all the guys got together. And it's guys from the Humpers, the Grabbers, Throw Rag, a lot of great bands, and it's just like an all-star rock and roll band. So that reminded me of what you.
But
said
they never took it. And
I
got it going?
I can't remember. If you guys know the show, I like to have a couple of beers here in the rock and roll show, so I don't remember. But I guess when we replay it, we'll all find out. We'll see if they actually did it. So Mike, we're going to be going back and forth with Sticky Doll and Mike Sosa. Mike has been in a lot of bands, right?
Yeah, I was just
Mike's a
talking to
rock
Jeff
star.
Sargent about that. I've been in 10 bands in the last 3 years. That's crazy.
That is crazy. I don't think I've been in 10 bands total. I don't think. I have to think
Yeah, I
back.
helped out Mark Ford with his Revenge of the Confused band that we opened for the Barbed Wire Dolls at the Characters. I helped him do that show. He didn't want to lose the show. Same with Fred's band, the Hoodlums. They had a gig opening for Agent Orange. Didn't want to lose that show. The drummer was out of town, so you fill in every once in a while. And like Greg's, like Sancho said, yeah, they had some shows coming up, and I filled in. So that's always fun to do. I'm looking for something a little more
Permanent?
yeah, that would be nice. Mad Parade's kind of on a hiatus right now. I love those guys. We're family. But we don't do a lot of shows. Every once in a while, dust the mothballs off. But I'll always be ready for that. But, yeah, something to, play consistently. I was in a band with some friends called Red on Strike, and I loved playing with them. They're like family as well. And yeah, over the years, just it's been a ride.
So the last time I ran into you was at the It's Not Dead Fest. And Dutchie and I...
I saw you backstage.
Yeah.
The Legends Only area.
Yeah,
Not backstage. The fucker snuck on the stage with the Alex. I thought it was part of the fucking band.
I thought he was
did.
Monkey without his
You
makeup
kind
on
of
at
look
first,
like
yeah.
Monkey, yeah.
Yeah, I got Dutchie and I and a couple of the other hosts here at Chaotic Radio. We got press passes, and so what that meant was that for the first two songs of each band, we got to go up in the press area, right, and take photos, and we had our press badges and shit. And when the Addicts came on, I'm a huge Addicts fan, which he's rocking the shirt right now. And so the Addicts went on, and I was like, I was drinking some beer with Scott Tucker, and I looked at Scott and I was like, "Fuck, the Addicts are playing. I'm gonna get backstage." And so I just fucking Jedi mind tricked the big giant bodyguard. Plus, I'm so little, I think I just kind of snuck around him. And then I'm standing on the stage, just watching the Addicts, and then I look over to my left, and hey, there's Mike. Mike's just standing right next to me. And so we got to kick it and enjoy the show. And you were playing that show. Who are you playing with?
I didn't play that show. I played the year before with Sham.
Oh, okay. I thought you were
One of
so
the
how
10
did,
bands.
So how'd you get back there? You're just Mike Sosa?
Yeah, pretty much.
Psych Mike. Figured it out.
So you played the year before. I didn't go to the one the year before. I wanted to because one of my favorite bands,
The Descendants.
the Riverboat Gamblers. I
They
love
were
the
there.
Descendants, but the Riverboat Gamblers are just one of the best bands that I think people need to listen to. If you guys have never heard them, fuck, they are amazing.
Fucking great band.
And they're
Great band.
amazing live, right?
Yeah.
Dutchie and I got to interview them on the Black Lung Show a couple of weeks ago, and he called in from Mike, the singer, calling from Texas. But you played there with Sham 69. How was that, man?
Oh, it was fantastic. I never played in front of such a crowd. I mean, that's 35,000 plus were there. And like I was teasing Perry, Agent Orange opened up for me for the first time in my life. That was
Mike,
funny.
we talked about this before,
Yes, sir.
right? Because I'm like a fucking hater on that Sham 69.
Right.
Because I grew up with the original band.
Of course. Well, Jimmy
and I
can't
got
come over. That's
right. I know, and it's different people have told me different things.
I told you, blame Dave Parsons because he got that cat on board
Yeah.
originally, and then now he's back. Parsons back with Jimmy, but
Right, exactly. So it's kind of very hypocritical in a lot of
he created
ways,
a monster.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, and and again, the only thing I'll say, you got to play on a stage with the band. I've never heard that version of Sham 69, I imagine they're just amazingly fucking great.
It was good.
You know?
And the best part about that, though, is another name to drop, Remington Pierce. She was the guitar player. After that, she joined the Barbed Wire Dolls again for a while, so I love her. She's great. The rhythm section was all American. 2 Brits came over, and yeah, me and Rem backed them up. So
You obviously been in the scene for fucking many, many years over.
yes, sir.
Sham 69, were they a big band in the States?
They were underground.
just
So
an
the punks that knew their shit were into them. You know, I remember listening to them in the early '80s. You know, and digging that. But yeah, it wasn't huge or anything. But
No.
you know, there's been such a big influx of the original old school bands that everybody's getting back together. And
It's
touring
fucking
now.
crazy, and
Yeah,
that you know what? You took me to the question I was going to ask. Do the new generation? Do they care? Do they even fucking care?
I don't
Or do
know.
they see the name and go, you know, because it's not just Sam
It's
69, it's
obligatory.
many,
You
many
know,
fucking
I
bands.
have to be at this show.
Yeah.
That's
But I mean, for you as a being in a band like that, no matter what they are and what they're to play shows like that, just must be fucking incredible.
I'm just grateful I got to experience that. I mean, I got to taste the big time for a while. I mean, touring with Mad Free, we'd have one hotel room again, and we're fighting over who gets the bed, you know. And the Sham tour, you know, it was royalty treatment in comparison, you know. So I'm grateful for that experience.
That must have been awesome, man. I got to play with Sham 69 maybe 10 years ago, and it was weird because I was in a glam punk band called the Prostitute Marys, and we played a show with Sham 69.
Was it Dave Parsons and that Tim Cat, or because Percy can't come?
I don't even remember.
Percy's banned for life, isn't he? And they'll never lift that ban.
I think they were about to, and he did it again.
Is that right?
What did he do? Just open his fucking mouth?
I
know.
don't care to go into it.
Do you know where it all came from? Just, do you know where it came from?
Yeah, well, okay. Look, you're in a band, and you have girls come up to you or whatever, and he ended up with someone that he shouldn't have ended up with. You know, and he got pinched for that.
Yeah, I mean, the different stories went around the UK at the time. You know, they're
Well, they're
Because of the
they're painting
drugs
it in
and
a
the-
worse light.
yeah.
I mean, I think it was more, you know, hey, this girl's here, and I have, you know, I'm an old guy, and he didn't know. how
fuck
to
it,
do
don't matter. What the fuck?
Well, when I saw them, we actually played with them at a show in fucking Hemet. And for everybody listening, Hemet, California is fucking hell.
Paradise.
Is it anything
Chappies?
like Joshua Tree?
Chappies? Is that where you played?
No.
That's
I
the
don't-
only place I know of in
There
Hemet.
wasn't. It was. I don't even think the place has shows anymore. But I felt so bad because they got Sham 69. I was like, oh god, and you know, I asked immediately because I'm a Sham 69 fan, and so we got there, we're playing, and it was fucking 10 people. I felt so bad for the band when they were playing live. I was right in the well. There was no row.
There were a couple shows like that on the tour, but you know, you play small towns. That's the way it works. You know?
Yeah, but I remember I was standing there, and I'd say the front row, but that I was the row, and they were playing, and I just remember I looked up at them, and they finished the song, and I just started screaming. I was like, "Play Borsal Breakout," and they looked around at each other and just like, "All right, fuck it," and they played Borsal Breakout. So that's my Sham 69 story. How did it come about that you got in that band?
Well, I was asking you earlier. You got this record here, that California Scene Report. My buddy Kenny is in the band Defenders right there.
Okay.
And Kenny had a line on it, and then he put an ad on Facebook and said, you know, who was interested in doing this, and I had just gotten laid off, and I said, hey, I can do it, and I was so honored. Like as soon as he said, really, can you do it? And he said, position closed, you know, position filled, and I was beside myself. What an honor. I appreciate Kenny thinking so highly of me, and so that's why I want to play his band.
Okay, we'll play it later on this show. Well, we got plenty of time. We're gonna play plenty of music. We're gonna talk about more stuff. The other thing I was gonna ask you about, and this is actually, it sounds like a stupid question, but it's actually really a deep one. I'm already prefacing that because I've been wanting to ask this for other people because I think about this shit a lot. How long have you been playing?
I think since 1978.
Since 1978. So this is the question: why do you still play?
Well, it keeps me in shape. I mean, I'd be a fat old man if I didn't play the drums. You know, I look at my peers around me and everything. And
Well,
boy,
punk's not dead; it's fat, according
You're
to the
right.
saying,
Let's
right?
keep
It's
it
old
in
and fat.
shape.
but not you.
That's the way it is. But
Mike's got the physique of a young.
thank you. And yeah, that was one of the first things Mr. Sancho said to me. When he
Yeah.
it's good to be in a band with someone that's our age that doesn't look like a total wreck, you know.
Not that we're saying anything about anybody else.
Well, and look, the reason I asked that question too is because I haven't been playing that long. I've been playing for a little over 20 years, and over the years, I've lost band members that just kind of just dropped out and just didn't want
I
to.
guess that's 40 years for me.
Yeah,
you know?
40 fucking years. God damn, dude. I was one when you started playing, but Mike. But the reason I asked that is because I trip out on that. That someone would still be playing. I was listening to one of the CDs of a band I played with a long time, Texas Terry and the Stiff Ones. Remember them?
Oh yeah, Mad Parade played with Texas Terry all the time. We really had a good relationship with her. She's great.
Yeah. And there was a CD that she put out. I forgot the name of it. But the first track that they had was called Mick's Bitch, and I think Mick was one of the obviously one of the guys in the band. And he just calls up and he's like, I'm looking at the LA Weekly and they spelled our fucking name wrong like always. He's like, let me, this is fucking bullshit.
It happens that way.
We never get paid. Is there anything good about fucking playing live? Like just bitching, and it's funny. It's this rock and roll life. Everyone thinks it's glamorous, but it's a
I
pain
still
in
have
the
a
fucking
ticket
ass.
stub that has it says Mad Pavrad on it.
So they do that shit to you guys do?
Oh yeah.
Well, we've been called Stinky. They're like, what? Stinky Doll?
You've been
You know?
Stinky Doll?
Stinky
Yeah.
Dog and Stinky Doll.
Okay.
Sticky dolls a lot.
Welcome to the underground.
Yeah, a lot
Oh,
of times
it's doll.
they'll create an event page or a poster and it'll say Sticky Dolls. And I'm like, hey, it's Sticky Doll. And then they want to bitch. And I'm like, look, you got to represent us, right? We're not Sticky Dolls.
So I know I asked you that the last time on the show, but now the show's actually got a lot more followers and stuff. How did you guys come up with the name Sticky Doll? 'Cause it's-
Da-da-da-da-da-da.
You asked us this.
I did that, but I forgot. So
He was drunk off a Bud Light.
Why not? He asked me questions
I
before.
listened to some of your other shows after we were on last time. Like, they had such exciting stories for their names. Ours was just, I had an ex-boyfriend that had a sticker on the side of his refrigerator, and it said, I feel sticky. No, it's just MTV or something like that. And I wanted our name to be Sticky. And I thought, yeah, when that fucker every time he hears our name, because we're going to be so fucking popular, he'll be like, oh, God. Every time he looks at the sticker on his refrigerator, he'll think of our band Sticky Doll.
So
And
it's-
I wanted Sticky.
It's a
and then
vendetta.
yeah,
it was Sticky Dolls. And then El Sancho said, how about Sticky Doll? I said, okay. And I also wanted blow-up dolls. And so we kind of had to take the sticky and the doll and merge it, and
no, I get it.
voila.
But that
what
is a cool story because it comes out of spite.
Yeah, totally.
That's the
It's very punk rock.
that's very punk rock. It's very punk rock.
Hey, should we play a
And
Sticky
we're
Doll
way
song?
better than
Let's do that.
Yeah,
Let's do
yeah.
that. Why don't we play a Sticky Doll
Can
song?
I pick it?
Yeah, of course you can.
Can we play Snotty Little C? I don't know. It's just
Oh, yeah, of course you can.
station allow
That's the one.
Last time.
cursing and all.
Station allows.
That's the one.
That's
Number
right.
one.
You guys are listening to the Black Lung Show live on chaoticradio.com. Here is Sticky Doll.
Dropped in the bay.
What a delightful little ditty. You're listening to the Black Lung Show live on chaoticradio.com. Your host, Ryan Pena. My co-host, Dutchy, the legendary punk rock DJ. In studio, we have Sticky Doll and Mike Sosa. Mike Sosa was playing drums with Sticky Doll until they moved away and left him.
Left him
That's what
crying.
happens when you're in a band
Left
with El
him
Sancho.
crying on the
dude.
sidewalk.
El Sancho has no loyalty. Jokingly.
We're
We're still quite good friends.
That's good, and it's good you guys have a sense of humor about that. It's a small weird world that we live in. And here's a old story that I have. I don't think I've ever even told this one on air. The very first time I had heard of Mad Parade was when I was going to my high school prom.
What
And
year was that?
95. So I know, dude. I can't help. I'm not that fucking old.
He's a
goddamn.
young whippersnapper.
Yeah, it sounds fucking wrong when you graduate school in '95.
Well, it sounds
You
bad
got
to
about as
you.
much gray in your temple as I do.
Well, I do got a lot of gray. I was stressed out. What can I say? But
You and me
I
both, baby.
was thinking about that too because this guy and some of my guests said, "Oh, you're so fucking young." No, fuckers, I just got an over the hill birthday cake. I'm turning 41 in a couple of weeks. So if I'm fucking old, you guys are fucking ancient.
Oh, we know we fucking are.
You tell me more about your prom.
Is that, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's get off the age thing.
What was
All
your
right.
date wearing?
Thank you. I was going to my high school prom, and it was at the Queen Mary in Long Beach, and we were driving down the freeway, and some guy saw me and must have thought I was a punk. I had dyed hair and I was in a tux, but some guy on the freeway handed me a flyer, and it was Mad Parade.
Oh yeah, you told me this story before.
Did I? And the Spooky, and you guys were playing a show there, and that was the first time. And so I went back and I looked up Mad Parade and I became a fan. You never know how you're gonna become a fan of a band. I mean, sometimes you're driving to a show and some guy's handing you a flyer at fucking 60 miles an hour on the freeway. Sometimes you just at a show and you see
who
something
that
cool.
was. I wonder who that was.
I have no idea, and why they would do that. That's the only time it's ever happened to me. So that's kind of fucking weird, right? What's the weirdest way you guys ever found out about a band?
Found out about a band. A weird way. That's interesting.
Fucking hell, that's like a really fucking clever question or
Yeah,
stupid
it is.
question.
It's
I'm not
kinda
sure
put
which
me
one.
on-
Fucking hell.
That's quite an on the spot question. Well, I don't know. I mean, have you heard of the Jenna Torturers?
The Janitortures, yeah, I saw them with Danzig in '93.
Yeah, I was living in Seattle at the time. And this isn't a weird way necessarily, but just like most of us, I was looking at the music page. I was in Seattle, and that chick, the singer of Jenna Torturers, Jen,
Yeah.
back in the '90s, she was a hot chick, but she was total S&M and she was like Marilyn Manson, but a female version. And of course, the ad for them was just this visual, nasty thing. And I had to go. I've always been into bands like that. And they were fucking great. It was a plate, what was it called? It's long gone, like most cool places in Seattle. But, that's not a weird way, but that stood out. I just had to see them. Went and was completely blown away. I mean, they were crosses in the vagina and it was nasty. It wasn't a censored show. It wasn't a censored version
Yeah,
of
they
their
were-
live show. They were really nasty.
They were nailing guys' penises to stakes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Did they do that?
And you know who else I saw that was an uncensored version was the Dwarves. He was up there, the masked guy was completely bare-ass naked.
He who could not be named.
Yeah, completely nude. But I see pictures of all these other places they played there. He's always got to have that, the leather or whatever you call it thing on.
He was on our show on Tuesday.
He was?
Yeah. He wasn't in the studio. He was out in Denver at his brother's
Ah,
house. So
okay.
the band are touring right now. And he was on the show for an hour with us, and I was just I didn't even know what to fucking say. The guy's got fucking stories, and
Yeah.
I don't know if it's the same one, but the band himself. I mean, yeah, a lot of fucking history and a lot of fucking craziness. That's for sure.
They were very inspirational to me. I was playing in a punk band in Seattle called Sofa Glue, and I hadn't really heard of the Dwarves, and they took me to the show, and I was just blown away. So we started playing shows after that. I wasn't willing to do the completely nude, but I wore an apron, so I was as nude as I could be. But we were kind of called the village people of punk rock. I was very Twiggy from Marilyn Manson looking at the time, lots of makeup and big pigtails and braids, and our bass player was this big, enormous guy like Tad. You guys ever heard of Tad from Seattle? He was a big dude like Tad. And our drummer was looked like a skinhead. you know, a Nazi guy. So anyway, we were and our singer wore he had white dreadlocks and surgeon's outfit. So we were basically the village people of punk rock, and it was great. And it was a great band. It was a lot of fun.
So I suppose that leads to how did you hear of Dead Man's Choir?
Thank you. It's he's talking about Seattle. My daughter actually lives in Seattle, and she just graduated high school in June. So I flew up there to go watch my daughter graduate high school.
God, you're old.
Yeah, see,
Just kidding.
I get that a lot. I was in Seattle, and my wife and I were just walking down the street, and I see a record
It's
shop.
weird that you would get it in Seattle because these guys are local.
Yeah, well, I got a lot of stuff. Like they had posters up on the flyers with like Channel 3 and Cell Block 5, and I was like, oh shit, check out this place. So that brings me to this point. Again, it's a small world. I was into some random record shop, and if you guys have listened to the show, I usually do a thing called Random Records. I usually go to Dr. Strange Records. Here's the plug: drstrangerecords.com. Bill, the greatest punk rock record store. It's in Altaloma. Sponsor of the station. Go ahead, Dutchie.
I was there yesterday, and I wanted to announce. In fact, I put it on the Kayak page yesterday that he is now the actual sponsor for my show, and for my 78 RPM show on a Friday. So if you do happen to wander in his store now, is part of the deal is you're going to be listening to fucking Chaotic Radio if you're in Dr. Strange Records.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And he's going to have our fucking big banner up. He's coming in the studio a few more times. What a fucking great supporter of our station.
Diamond Geezer.
Fucking, isn't he ever?
I love
fucking Diamond, fucking geezer, right fucking there. And he greets you with, would you like me to suck your cock? and different things like that.
What the smile looks like.
That's Bill. Yeah, he's been on the show a few times. I love the guy.
Yeah.
Anyway, so what I would do is I would go into Dr. Strange Records and I would just buy random records just because the name sounds cool. Like I think when Eddie was in the studio that day, I had been in there and I just bought a band called the Motherfuckers because like why not? Why are you not going to buy a record called the Motherfuckers, right? And so when I was in Seattle, these 7-inch CD or these 7-inch vinyls were $1 a piece, and I had no idea who they were. So I bought a band because it's called Dead Man's Choir. And it's got a chick with her their boobs showing. So I was like, "Fuck it!" And I haven't even listened to the record.
But it's your favorite one.
Well, no, I just brought it to see what I brought a bunch of vinyl in it because I never know what I'm going to spin on the show. And then Mike's sitting right next to me, and he looks at it. He's like, "I know these guys." Oh. So
yeah, we used to play with them a lot. They were really cool cats. I'd have been disappointed if there wasn't one guy at least wearing a pirate shirt because all of them used to always have those horizontal striped pirate-looking shirts.
So where are they from?
I'm not sure. I know the record says it was recorded in Van Nuys, but yeah, we played with them a bunch of times in the '90s.
Okay.
Cool guys.
Fair enough. So why don't we do that? Let's hear them. I haven't even spun it, even at my own house. So
you figure they put the best song first, right? You figure, or you want to say the best for last? What do you want to play?
I like the title track because that's a great name for a song. I can't wait to hear it. It's called.
If he can get it on the right speed, we're fucking good right now.
We just discussed that.
That's a trick. That's a trick right
Those
there.
motherfuckers keep putting those 7-inch 33s on my table. Fuck off.
The slow version.
The song's called "What's Wrong with Me," and we'll go into that later.
I like that.
So
Here we go.
Nice.
I love that sound. You're listening to the Black Lung Show live on chaoticradio.com. The band's Dead Man's Choir. What's Wrong with Me?
What the people? Must go to destroy my brain. I'm the guy trying to cover insane. Wish you would stay away from myself. This goes straight my way, yeah. This goes to destroy my life.
You like that abrupt ending right there? Just picking the needle right off. That is, you know what, dude? Yeah. That's why Dutchie has DJ in his name and Ryan doesn't. You know?
I try to keep it white. What I do is I'm a sneaky fucker. All right. If you ever hear that needle going down on my record,
Well, I could have faded
it's
it out.
actually not on the record. I fucking already made the MP3 copy.
Oh,
What you need is a little handle on that
Sneaky.
needle. It's crazy. It was difficult.
Oh, I listened to your show the other day. I'm gonna have to buy a new fucking needle for that thing very fucking soon.
I think my records are suffered.
They suffered a little bit. Jeff had a bit of a fucking heavy fucking hand on that fucker.
So I'm looking inside the insert right here. Tony Love? I think I know that cat. I just played a show with him. We were doing a benefit show. I did a reunion with the Prostitute Marys, and I think he's in the Lipstick Stains right now with my old drummer Ron Tidwell from Fighting Cause. Wow,
I love Ron.
Isn't he a great guy and a good drummer? Real cool cat. Anyway, well,
Let me get that for you.
Yeah, thank you. That was Dead Man's
Dead
Choir.
Man's Choir.
Trip out.
Man, I see how easy it is. I'm a fan now. I want to hear the rest of it. You know what
Yeah.
I mean, that was
Oh,
great.
that was
I
I'm
loved
great.
it.
I'm stoked on that.
That's how easy it is. I'm pretty easy to play.
That was
so.
Random Records, and sometimes it doesn't work out that well. You know what I mean? I bought a record. I don't think I brought it with me, but I'm a huge Evil Dead fan, and there was a record that had Ash, drawn as a cartoon figure. I don't know if you guys like the movie or not, but I thought I was like, oh, cool, horror movies, punk rock. Let's fucking play.
What do you mean, the soundtrack? Or
No, it was just a band that was just writing some stuff about it. So that was a random record that I played, and it was just dog shit. And I was
Oh,
like, fuck. I lied. But this was, that's a fucking great. That's a steal for $1.
Which one did he say that you knew?
Tony Love. Yeah.
Doctor Strange has got fucking packs of a 5-pack of 45s now, and it's called that. You don't know what the fuck is in it. $10.
No shit.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, that's it.
That's it right there.
that's
$10,
it.
you get 5 45s. You have no fucking clue what's inside.
I gotta talk to Bill about that, too, and we gotta have like a
For sure.
thing, right?
Yeah.
Where you can click the buttons as random
You know,
records,
give-
Black Lung Show.
Give me one a week. We'll give it away.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
All right, we'll do that.
I'll give it to you, and you give it to me.
All right. So Sticky Doll is in studio. They've been blowing up since they were here on Black Lung Show. We make bands famous on the show on the station.
yeah, we just got back from our world tour. So.
Yeah.
As in where in the fucking world did you go?
Our world tour of what was our last show? Reseda. Reseda.
Where'd you guys play in Reseda?
Maui Sugar Mill.
Yeah, I
We
was.
love that place.
I was.
See?
Yeah.
Big time.
We just played there too. With the Fok Wolves, a couple of weeks ago. It was a really good show.
Yeah,
and
that's
Daddy,
a great place to play.
It is. It's fun. They didn't like how loud we were.
No, yeah, us either.
Oh.
We always get bitched at, but we get paid still. But they bitch at us.
So what do you guys got coming up? Let's plug some shows for you guys.
Okay. Well, next month, the 17th, PK's Roadhouse in Lake Elsinore. Like we were just talking, unfortunately. We saw Zeke there about a month ago. Great fucking band. We love. And
Zeke
really
and Fang, right?
Yeah.
Was that the show?
and really not many people there. Couldn't believe it. So anyway, we're.
It was a
But you know what? It was a
Thursday.
Thursday night.
Yeah.
And it was some sort of holiday too, wasn't it?
can't
It was
remember.
anyway. It was a Thursday. So anyway, we have a. Is it a Saturday? It's a Friday or Saturday we're doing there. So we're promoting the shit out of it. So
Saturday
we
night.
hope to have a good crowd there. And then we're playing the 25th at the Doll Hut. There's a rockabilly thing going on, car show kind of. It's one of Doll Hut's like all day deals,
Oh, you guys should fit in perfectly.
So they're doing that the first half, and then the evening's all punk. So we're playing
Oh,
with
okay.
Whining Pussies. I'm good friends with Steve, and we're excited. That'll be our first show playing with them. We hope to play quite a bit more shows with the Whining Pussies. They're a great band, and Sticky Doll and Whining Pussies. I mean, come on.
Goes together.
That's a chaotic radio family right there. That's Kyle's in the band, and that's Kat's main
Cool.
squeeze.
Yeah.
Does he engineer her show?
No, I actually ended up being getting a real fucking job.
You got a job?
A real one.
Wow.
Yeah. So the fucker's stuck on a construction site now.
Congratulations, Kyle.
Cat's liking it. She's I got a computer for Christmas and I got this and that. And yeah, I thought he was a good engineer, but I can do without the fucker. Carry on working, bitches.
All right.
Great
So
guy.
who are you playing with at PK's? Did you say that?
Yeah, you know what? I didn't come in here remembering those bands. They're not bands I've heard of. Shit. Oh, I'm sorry, Brain Fragment.
They're from Riverside, I think.
Okay, yeah, it's local bands. Jizz Grenade. I'm sorry, it's all coming back.
That's what got the doll sticky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who else is on that bill? My bad. But it's I checked all the bands out though. I always do when I go to their Facebook page, I watch their videos, I listen to music. It's gonna be a good night.
All right.
For the locals to come out and Temecula and Hemet and all those places. They're not that far of a drive to get out to Elsinore. So we're hoping. I'm more promoting the shit out of it on Facebook.
It's a good bar. It's I just got done playing there. And they if you can get all the people to come out, it's Lake Elsinore's got some cool cats out there.
Yeah,
I'll say that.
We're a big fan of the band Spix.
Yeah,
those guys, man.
That's who I played with. It was
Oh,
us
okay.
with Spix and the Bridge of the Midget band.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
And they're gonna be coming on as guests. I guess I should talk about some of that. We're gonna have. I just talked to the Corn Fed Project, who's a great rock and roll band. So if you guys have never heard the Corn Fed Project, you should. You know who they are, Mike?
Yeah, that sounds familiar. Remind me. I know.
They got big giant beards. They look like a ZZ Top cover band, but they're a fucking amazing rock and roll band. They're from the beach. I don't know exactly where. They were supposed to be in the Black Lung show probably 2 years ago, and things didn't work out. But I just talked to them yesterday, and they're going to be coming on next month. Channel 3's got a new album. Well, it's not that new. They're going to come back on the show. I got a show coming up with my band, Something Ferocious, on Super Bowl Sunday, February 4th. We're going to be at Alex's Bar in Long Beach. We're going to be playing with the Brutalists, with Nigel from
like that
the
band.
Choir Boys. Do you? Yeah. We're going to play with them. I think.
Ferocious, I mean.
Oh, thank you. We're going to play them, Fok Wolves, and our friends, the Tijuana Stranglers, another good band. So I'm saying that, too, also because I do have some recurring segments. I always, the show, like I was saying, is called, the segment's called Show Some Love. While we're promoting Sticky Doll and Mike Sosa, and Mike needs a band. And I know lots of people need drummers. So everyone that's looking,
Totally.
that's always a pain in the ass to find. And a good drummer, too. So Mike's...
Hey, you had a good experience, right?
Yeah.
So it was all right?
Are you talking to me?
Yeah.
No. Hey, I'll give you if there's like a reference to be had with something you're auditioning for.
Right on.
Absolutely. No,
Right
we
on.
love Mike. Yeah, we're
Yeah.
not playing with Mike as we moved out of town, not because we
Yeah.
didn't like him.
And now we have a rehearsal studio in our house, so
Yeah. See that?
We
Yeah,
don't-
that's
It's
another
quite a
reason.
trek.
we don't want to drive anywhere
So
to
they get-
rehearse anymore. 'Cause
So
we
the
can't
band's
rehearse
getting them
for
2
free.
sticky thumbs up?
Absolutely.
Totally.
That was,
Up the
Yeah.
butt, of course.
that was
Yeah.
cool as shit.
Yeah,
We're all
that's
about
See,
awesome.
I like that. We don't want to travel anywhere. We're not, fuck that shit. We're sitting here drinking beers and fucking doing our shit.
Hey, Mike, can I plug one other thing real quick?
You play with it?
We kind of threw together a project thing up there called Desert Queens, and we're doing a show next Saturday, Friday,
Yeah,
and we're kind of
in
I
Yucca
don't know,
Valley.
kind of an all-star band. I mean, I'm not going to name drop, but we're around a lot of really good musicians up there, and we're hoping to get Mike comes up. We're going to do a lot of covers, like most of the fun punk bands do. But we're just going to do a bunch of covers. We hope to have Mike come up and Steve from Whining Pussies, and he was the original bass player for the Vandals. But anyway, just some friends. There's some local bands up there that we're friends with, and
That was when Joe played drums, right?
so.
He was the bass player.
Yeah.
But it's going to be a once in a while thing. But there's a lot of musicians up there, so we just kind of hope to have fun with it.
So where's the show
Yeah.
going to be at?
It's a place called Gotti's. It's in Yucca Valley where we live. Yucca Valley's before Joshua Tree, like 7 miles away. But basically off the 10, it's the 62.
Okay.
So it's not that, well, where are we at here? We're in Rancho here. An hour away, I guess. It was
Yeah,
about an
an
hour
hour.
drive, but
Yeah, you could come up. I
So,
mean, I
yeah,
don't think
I'm
it's
just
that
throwing
bad.
it
You're
out
not
there.
going to overheat in this weather, so that's cool.
There's motels everywhere. You can stay overnight.
Yeah. Lots of
Yeah.
Airbnbs. That's where everybody makes money up there
And
in the desert.
the porno bowling that we're going to go do, right?
Porn
Oh,
star
right,
bowling.
right.
Yeah, see,
Porno
it's a
bowling.
real fun town.
Yeah.
Porn star bowling.
Yeah, yeah.
Never heard of that.
Yeah.
Punk rock bowling, yeah, but porn star bowling, is it new? Or is
No.
it something that's been there forever?
They've been doing it at Yucca Valley bowling lanes
Forever.
forever, apparently.
Yeah.
So
And is it just a name or is it what it actually says it is?
well, they want everybody to come dress the part,
Dressed,
but it's not
yeah.
like Ron Jeremy's there and
Frankie Furlow.
whoever,
Yeah, they're not having sex, and I don't think. I haven't been to it. Mike was there.
I was there before the
But-
whole rigmarole started. We were doing some afternoon bowling.
Oh, okay.
You weren't part of it.
He wasn't dressed.
He didn't glue a mustache on.
He wasn't
Yeah.
dressed. You're not supposed to be dressed. If you're supposed to be unfucking dressed.
But they do that like every Tuesday or something. Actually, you know, I should talk to the people because it's always fun to get bands involved with that kind of silliness. You know what I mean? It's just a fun venue. I don't know. We played a couple strip clubs, and it's just fun to do those kind of shows. You know?
That was fun.
Yeah. Anyway, that's it for plugging. You know, in March we're gonna play in Long Beach somewhere. It's gonna be either Ferns or Blacklight. That's what we got booked up till now. But I've got the word out. Let's just say to a lot of promoters. So we're back on the scene and ready to fucking play. So.
Well, for all the promoters listening, Sticky Doll is back in action.
That's right.
They've got their album. Yeah. We have an applause button, but we don't know where it's at. We'll do that. Let's play another Sticky Doll song right now. I'm gonna pick cover of this band.
Good choice.
Ladies and gentlemen, Dutchie, can you pick up
I knew it.
Butcher Baby?
I played that on Sargent's show last week, and I played Sticky Doll. I played the original version though. Yeah.
Cool.
All right.
Who's the original boy? I can't see the
Plasmatics.
cover from back in there.
The Plasmatics.
Richie Stotts is my idol. I don't know if you guys noticed. He's a left-handed guitar player. Have you ever noticed that?
No.
I was so influenced by the Plasmatics. He wears the tutu and the. Oh my God. Anyway.
And that'll take us into the next thing I'm going to talk about after we play this song. But we're going to play some more music for you guys.
Butcher Baby.
We're coming up on the 5 o'clock hour. I don't got nothing else to do. Do you guys got to get out of here anytime soon?
Nope.
We'll keep going a little bit longer. We'll play some more music. Yeah.
I do need a cig though.
What's that?
I need a cig.
Yeah, we'll do that. We'll. Why don't we do that? Why don't we play maybe? Why don't you roll through a couple of Sticky Stall songs? We'll do some commercials. We'll go through the sponsors. We'll come back in after the 5 o'clock hour. Don't go anywhere. We're here in studio with the great, sexy, legendary Mike Sosa. Sticky Doll is in studio as well. I'm here. Dutchie's here.
I'm still sexy.
Yeah, you
That's
are.
where it's at.
Well, thanks.
You're welcome, my
You're
friend.
young and good looking like the
Yeah.
dwarves.
That's a great.
That's right.
Oh, that's my favorite
I love that.
marketing
Damn
ploy
right.
ever.
That's a great
They
album.
were anything but young, and this is back in the '90s, and I'm like, they're not anything but young and good looking.
You're listening to the Black Lung Show on the world famous chaoticradio.com. And once again, here's some music from Sticky Doll.
This is chaoticradio.com.
Butcher baby, dress in the red. Butcher baby, mess up your head. Butcher baby, go on a night. Butcher baby, turn on the light. Oh yeah. Oh no. Oh yeah. Oh no. Oh yeah now. Oh no. Oh yeah. Butcher baby, you're dressed to kill. Butcher baby, I know you
When the normal
Hi, we're the Briefs, and you're listening to the Black Lung Show on Chaotic Radio.
In this hole, I'm all alone, staring at the picture tube. My mind was visions, and broken rules. Hey, look at me! Did you think that you would see my faults? Take one step closer, a little closer, and read my thoughts. Sex, violence. Sex, violence. Backseat, automobile, private lesson in lust. There's no more secrets, no haunting secrets, just mistrust. Yell it out, scream with pleasure, but don't put up a fight. Here comes that moment, the treasure moment, the passion for life. Sex, violence. Sex, violence. Spitting blood, you got your face in the mud. Stalking you to penetrate. Humiliation, aggravation, the quick to hate. Yell it out, scream with pain. The battle was fought, you lost. It's only violence, sex and violence, untie knots. Sex, violence. Sex, violence. Oh, yeah. Oh.
Welcome back to the Black Lung Show live on chaoticradio.com. We're here in studio with Mike Sosa, Sticky Doll, Dutchy the Punk Rock DJ, and I'm your host, Ryan Penny. We're going to keep it going for a little while longer, until we get bored. But that was some Mad Parade. Mike, I want to ask you about that because, that was a little bit before my... I should probably...
Compilation, That's the song that was on the Barricaded Suspects compilation when Joey put my name as Psych Mosa. So that's
That's
where the
how
name
it started?
That's where the name came from. I think that was 1983.
Let me ask you this. I love
First vinyl we ever were on. It was so exciting.
when you guys played with Social D.
At the Olympic,
Yeah. Well, I mean, just
play with them a lot.
no, I know, but in general, right? Because I look back at a lot of old flyers, and then that's how I got into punk rock, into punk rock bands. Sometimes you look at an old flyer, like that's how I became friends with, and I've had one of my friends' bands, Symbol 6, on the show a few.
Yeah, we played. I played some Symbol 6 on Jeff's show.
Oh, did you?
Last week as well. Yeah.
Symbol 6 is another great band you should check out. With all the Posh Boy bands and stuff like that. But my question to you is like when you were playing with Social D, they weren't big at the time, right?
No, as a matter of fact, we played at Seamus O'Brien's the Mommy's Little Monster album party, the release party.
Right. So with me and my friends, like how we got into Social Distortion, we watched a documentary, Another State of Mind, right, when they were on tour with the Youth Brigade.
Right.
And we saw the early days, right? So you got to play with them in the early days. And then now they're enormous. You know what I mean? How do you feel about that? Do you look back at some of the bands that you played with and now they're like they're huge and
Yeah, it blows my mind because Mad Parade has a lot of really great songs. I don't know what happened. I mean, there was just a few things here and there that just derailed us. But, yeah, good for them. And I'm glad that Mike seems to be cleaned up and everything. And, I mean, back in the day, he was kind of a mess, but everything seems to have worked out for them. So, I mean, good for them.
Who else did you play with that?
Oh, man, everybody.
That's my fucking jealousy right there. When someone like you sits in front of me, and I've
Someone
been
like me.
yeah, someone like you,
Someone like you.
Mike's a punk star, man.
someone who's been in the business for so long, and like you said, it's the difference between Social D being as big as they are and Mad Parade being where they are is one night and one place possibly, because your music's fucking way better than theirs.
Well, thank you for that, Dutchie. I think that I take that as a high compliment.
And to listen to stories, and I mean, I've never played on a stage with big time guys in front of a fucking big time crowd, and never had that rush. I get a rush going on a stage, but when he asks you a question, what other big bands you played on, you go, oh fucking hell, so many. It's like, what the fuck, there must be so many fucking stories. And does it get old getting up there with a big name band?
No, I mean, that was the whole thing. I mean, gosh, we got to open back in the day for the Vandals and everybody when we were coming up. Who else? Like all the British bands. I mean, we did that tour with 999. I love those guys.
Wow,
dude, that's one of my favorite bands
yeah,
of
they're so
all
great.
time.
One
One of the
best.
best. In fact, I would say that's the best punk band I ever saw live in the day in '78. 78. Every time they played, 78, 79, 80, I was there. The best fucking live band ever.
That was like when Homicide was first hitting it big, huh?
When the first two albums
playing
hit.
the Palladium, they were telling us how big those shows were because they just had a K-Rock hit, and how great that was for them.
So what was like the show that you were just like, holy shit, this is fucking awesome?
Probably Social Distortion at the Olympic Auditorium. I mean, before I played that Sham 69 show at the It's Not Dead Fest in front of all those people. Before that, the Olympic Auditorium, that was the biggest show I ever played, and it was Social Distortion, Red Cross, SSD Control, us, and Uniform Choice opened the show.
Oh no shit!
Yeah, that was a great show.
I should have brought a Uniform Choice album in. Speaking of which, the singer passed away. It's been a year or two now.
Yeah,
it's Josh Stab, right? Is that his name?
I believe so.
Let's see if I can figure it. I saw something.
Yeah, I did too.
What was it? Recently,
Straight Edge.
Yeah. They were a straight edge band. I played it. I know he was sick for a while. What was I? This is what I was going to talk about. I hate being a downer on this stuff and doing tributes and stuff like that. We've lost a lot of fucking musicians lately, and it's a fucking bummer. Recently, they just put out that Tom Petty died of an accidental overdose.
What didn't he just play like the week before that?
The Rose,
Yeah.
At the Hollywood Bowl.
Hollywood
Yeah.
Bowl.
Right. So he died, right? And then
One of my buddies was there.
was he?
Yeah, at that show.
That's one of the bands that, like, I'm a huge Tom Petty fan, but I never saw him live. Again, I regret stuff like that. Like, there's certain bands that, I used to always think that, it's Tom Petty or Motorhead. Like, I never saw Motorhead. I'm still
My favorite Tom Petty story is a buddy of mine. He was 5 years younger than me, so back when we were kids, that was a big deal, but not so much anymore. But when the Wilburys first got together, right?
The Traveling Wilburys.
Yeah,
yeah.
And my buddy's like, he was more of a Tom Petty fan because he wasn't like digging the old shit like the we were back in the day, and he's like, "What's Tom Petty doing playing bass?" And I was like, "Dude, if you're in a band with Roy Orbison, Bob Dylan, and George Harrison,
Right.
I'll play freaking Juice Harp if you want me to." Shit,
You'd be some man to say, "Fuck you! I'm not playing bass with you, motherfuckers. I play guitar or nothing."
Well, that shows what a cool cat Tom Petty was, I mean,
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. And then, and so that brings the who else did we lose this week? It was what's her name?
Cranberry singer.
Yeah, Dolores O'Riordan.
O'Riordan.
Yeah. That one I heard is supposed to be like a suicide, which sucks. But
No, is that what you heard?
yeah, drug overdose, like intentional. She was
She was
actually
she was a lot younger than I was. I mean.
Right away.
yeah, she
It
was
always is.
she was like 46, I think.
Yeah.
She's only a few years older than me.
Yeah.
I don't get that, I mean,
Yeah.
and especially with Chris Cornell and taking his life and what was that guy from Lincoln Park?
Chester.
Yeah,
Maybe I'm grateful that I never got to the precipice. I mean, it seems like you almost get there, like the Cranberries. I mean, they had some hits and everything, but they're not like superstars or whatever. I don't know, but what would she have to complain about? I'd love to be in that position, but
right.
whatever.
Isn't that weird? I think it's there's a big mental health problem in the United States, and no one's talking about it. And I'm a military veteran, and I'm always concerned with all the guys that are committing suicide from PTSD. But even in our own rock and roll community, these people are dropping off and taking their life, and it's sad. And then one that I don't think anyone even mentioned, and I got this off the internet, so hopefully
The internet.
yeah, I know. Yesterday, Jim Rodford, the bass player for the Kinks and the Zombies, just passed away at 76. And it was fucking crazy. I think he died falling downstairs. Falling downstairs.
An old person injury.
Yeah.
That takes
Yeah.
a life. Yeah.
Maybe that life alert shit is fucking for real,
It
man.
is. It is.
You
yeah.
might need to look into that.
I don't know, man. That when Daltrey said, "Hope I die before I get old," man. I mean, I don't know if I'm ready to be. I remember one time this Chinese cat predicted my future with my lifeline. I'm going to live to 88, and I was like, no. 88? That's too much, man. I mean, you be hobbling around and shit. I mean, life's not worth living it like that. I mean,
but if you can still do it, though, I mean, there was.
That's why you got to stay in good shape, right, Sancho?
Yeah.
Yep.
So that when I was asking about still playing, I've seen some people complain about bands like, why are they still doing it? They're
Because
playing
for the love of it, man. I mean, you gotta get
Exactly.
out there and do
Love
it.
right. If you can still fucking do it, why not? You might not be the same fucking band that you were when you were in your 20s.
I remember one time playing the Sunset Room in Sierra Madre, and there were
Oh, I
like
love that
about
place.
there was like about 15 people there or whatever, and our singer was all complaining about it, and I put my arm on it around his shoulder, and I told him, just get up there and pretend you like doing this. I mean, just pretend you like it. But that snapped him into shape, because I mean, you got to be doing it because you like it. Why else
You
would I
hope.
sit back there and set up my
God.
drums and move them in and out of the Maui? That door was such a pain in the ass.
Jeez. Oh my God, the rainbow.
But
That back
if you're a
stairway
musician,
they
you're always a
have.
musician. That's the thing. Like
Right.
Yeah.
the
I
people,
totally
in my
agree.
opinion, the people that like, okay, well, I got married and had kids, so I gave it up.
What
you
does
know,
that mean?
I don't think you were a musician in your heart. Maybe you learned to play an instrument and you were in a
Yeah.
couple bands, but I've got friends like that have fallen off. And, I'm a fucking musician, man, and I'm gonna play till I drop. It's
Yeah.
that, I love being live. I love being on stage,
Mm-hmm.
and if I'm old and I don't belong up there in some people's eyes, who fucking cares?
That's right, man.
You know?
You
It
should
seems
keep
like
doing
it's
it.
an old man's
Exactly.
game right now, though, man. All the bands
Oh,
that are doing it
yeah.
right now. I mean, it seems like it. I see all the great bands coming back, and the word of mouth, the name that still holds over. The kids know they got to go.
Last week we did a show with my friend's band, another great band you guys should check out. Arkansas Toothpick.
Mhm.
Great fucking rock and roll band. And so at last week's show, the show I kind of was talking about is Rock and Roll Dead because of here in the Inland Empire we have a station called KCAL, and they fired Stu, Tiffany, and Jimbo. Like
That's Channel 9, isn't it?
That was
Is that-
just recent, right? In the last couple of weeks.
yeah.
Yeah, I heard about.
And
that.
so I was talking about that, and then I was thinking about that for today's show. Is punk rock dead? Because I saw something too that just kind of made me think about that a little bit more. In the '90s, right? Remember the fucking '90s explosion of punk rock? All of a sudden, fucking punk rock was like it went from underground to national. Like you saw Rancid on fucking Saturday
Green
Night Live.
Day.
Yeah,
Well, Green Day's the
Green
one
Day.
that
it-
really.
there was
brought it back.
videos like there was bands that I was playing with that all of a sudden they're on MTV. Remember like Goldfinger and you'd and Save Ferris, and you would see these bands on TV. You're like, what the fuck's going on? And everything was like really big for punk rock in the '90s. Kind of fell back off, and it went back to underground. But right now, I think I saw somebody post something on Facebook about punk rock's making a big giant comeback. And one of the points
Punk's
is
not dead.
punk's not dead.
Yeah.
It just smells like it. But
It always smells like that. So.
the point of reference that they were saying was that like there's two intimate shows coming up at the Viper Room with TSOL. They're doing 2 nights, right? So it's
Right, I saw that.
yeah, TSOL.
Played with them a lot in the day too.
Did you?
Yeah.
And Jack Grisham was here on the Jeff Sargent show, I think, just not too long ago, and called in on Dutchie's show, right?
That's what he
Yeah,
said.
Great.
and then we got lucky enough to spend the night with him. Oh, that sounds bad.
Yeah. Really?
Sounds
Up
good
at
to
the
me.
Nardcore
We'd
show
like to go into
Sounds
detail.
when they headlined the Nardcore show 3 weeks ago.
Right, but
That was the first time I got to meet him in person.
he
He's a great
the
guy.
thing is that when I saw that post, they were talking about TSOL is doing 2 shows at the Viper Room. Now I remember the Viper Room when Johnny Depp was like really involved with it and stuff, and it was like a lot of rock and roll. Band. There was no punk, dude, at the Viper Room.
The River Phoenix days.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And now the Viper Room's doing it. The Whiskey a Go Go's, really back into it. Agent Orange just played there the other night with the Scurvy Kids, and I think and were the Bastards on that one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had-
There's so many punk rock shows now, and so many clubs now kind of embracing it.
I
and so
went
many bands back.
with Alina to the Muffs and the Dickies about 8 months back or so at the Whiskey. That was a good show.
and then you got punk rock at the Forum for the first time ever.
Oh yeah.
Who?
I mean,
yeah.
Who?
Here we go.
Oh,
The
Misfits. The Misfits
played
played with
yeah.
Discharge.
my
So
gosh.
and
$100
that-
a pop for.
apparently that was the first
bring your
ever
cell phone
fucking
in.
punk show at the Forum.
He was going to bring that up. I know
Speaking
that.
of staying in shape, Jesus, what's his name from the guitar player?
Doyle?
Oh my God, he's a Hercules. He's like, you know what I'm talking about.
Doyle,
He's so cut. He's vegan apparently.
yeah,
and
he is
works
vegan.
out like a
Oh, okay.
motherfucker.
I met him at a horror movie convention about 2 years ago, and I brought my band T-shirt, and I brought him a large, and as soon as I gave it to him, I was like, "Fuck, this is gonna fit." Because he's the Misfits
he's
are big,
super- yeah.
they're big guys, but he's cut and just fucking just ripped, and he's in his 50s, and he's just fucking kicking ass.
Did you say the Misfits are big guys?
Nice.
Yeah, dude, they're all
I'm 6'2", so I mean,
well. Maybe if they're looking for a drummer, because when I saw them,
that was where I was going. Oh, never mind.
okay, well, look, dude, I don't know if you've taken a height chart
we miss here?
here between Dutch and myself. You know what I mean? We're 6 foot is a dream for us, man. And Greg is
6 foot's a
You're-
fucking
you're
ladder,
talking-
brother.
Yeah.
You're taller than Glenn, though, aren't you?
What's that? Yeah, I think I am. Yeah, I am. But and that's another point that it's fun to talk about because there was a lot of shit going on about the Misfit show. The tickets were like $180 for
Cheapest,
The
nosebleeds.
cheapest one.
Yeah.
I said 100. That was
It
a
would-
low estimate.
That'd have been a good deal.
$250. They were $250 for the
200.
cheapest nosebleed
That's
ticket,
punk rock.
and sold out in 3 minutes.
That's crazy. That really is.
Supply and demand.
Yeah.
Dumbasses. I say in one, but I'll say this. I think you're a fucking dumbass. At the other end of the spectrum, hey, if you want to spend $250 and that gives you value for money, who the fuck am I to say?
True. Yeah.
You
A
know?
lot of those kids were just the ones I was talking about earlier. Though.
Yeah.
I'm supposed to be there.
Yeah.
Or I get to
They
say
don't
I
even
was
know
there.
a
you know.
Misfits
Didn't even
song.
know the fucking songs.
They have the T-shirt with the
Well,
skull.
we went to that show at the observatory when it was just the bass player Jerry and some other cats. Were you anybody at that show?
Yeah, I was at
The
that show
guitar
3
player
years ago, 4 years
had
ago.
his hair blowing from a fan behind
Yep.
him or whatever. It was
And they played with Di
I
that
left
night. And,
halfway
yeah.
through that set because they hadn't gotten to any of the songs off Walk Among Us yet. I just walked out because I didn't want to hear that band
Fucking useless.
ruin any of the good
yeah.
songs that I liked. You know.
Well, okay, I'm a huge Mrs. fan, and are you talking about Dez? Was Dez still in the band? Dez Cadena for Black Flag.
He sang, yeah.
No, well, Jerry only was singing. Dez was playing because they went through a whole big lineup change when they first got back together. It was
Observatory, right?
Yeah, there was one at the observatory.
There was a bunch of little kids
where-
there.
yeah,
that didn't know any of the
that
songs.
was the first punk show I ever took my daughter to.
Is that right?
Yep. And I think it was
walked
4
out.
years
I
ago.
walked out.
It was Di playing with the Misfits and
Yeah, Di.
I forget the other band, but 3 name bands, right? And I'd never seen the Misfits. I never liked them, but my kids' friends wanted, and they wanted to go. So I'm like, fuck it, let's go. And I was really disappointed.
I walked out.
Then I saw them again 2.5 years ago, 3 years ago at the Riverside Auditorium. Same thing. I wasn't impressed, but I don't like their music. That's just me, you know. So I don't give a fuck if the original band was back together, except for I heard that they were absolutely fucking amazing.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, I saw them in Denver at Riot Fest. I flew out to go see that because that's my favorite band, and so I'd always thought, you know, in my head, you know, who would I want to go see? You know, like what I was talking about with Tom Petty and Motorhead. Like I don't know why I never fucking saw Motorhead live. I just took it for granted that I could see Lemmy at some point. You know,
He was never supposed to die.
yeah, of course, man. That's my fucking
He was
hero.
supposed to die from day one. Fucking hell.
Fair enough. But I did see a post, you know, because Dutchie's talked about this shit on his shows, and I've talked about it on my show a bunch of times about the ticket pricing. It bothers me as a punk rocker because, I mean, back in the days, right?
It's capitalism, man. I mean, you know.
Well, true, but there was a post that someone posted up that about the Misfits that, you know, why hate on them? Because back in the day, they never got paid shit, you know, and even when they first got back together, Jerry was still working in his machine shop in New Jersey. And now they're finally getting to get paid fucking 40 fucking years later, you know? Kudos to them. If you can get fucking people to pay fucking $200 to go see your fucking band.
Would you do it?
No, I wouldn't do it.
I would do it in a fucking heartbeat. If they put me at the forum and I could say, what do you think the price is going to go for? $250? Fuck it, do it. Why not? It's called earning a living. It's called looking after your family. It's called fucking
good for them.
putting food on the table.
I like
now,
getting paid.
at the same time, if that goes bad, I deserve to fucking lose my ass. Right? Supply and demand, not whatever it is in life. Right? Now, what they said, this one-off thing, would I do it? Yeah. Do I agree with it? No. But
right, I'm with you there.
it's difficult to dangle it in front of someone, right? And say, hey, Mike, I'm going to give you $1 million for this.
Yeah.
You sit back and go, no, I'm not going to do it because I'm punk rock. Fuck that. Give me the $1 million. We'll see what we do afterwards. Then I go back and play fucking 100 shows for next to fucking nothing. But if they're going to give me that money, I'm taking it.
What do you guys think? Would you guys do that?
I like getting paid.
We'll
leave it at that.
I would say if you could make the ticket prices lower for the fans, give me 500,000. I don't need $1 million.
There you
I
go.
would.
I agree with
That's
you.
probably the right
Don't-
answer.
Yeah, no, seriously.
No, you're right.
That's too good a fucking answer right there.
'Cause
Well, you
I-
notice she doesn't say much, but goddamn it, when
Yeah,
she talks,
I
it's
don't.
really
I mean,
good.
there's
She's
a lot of
amongst
bands
us.
I wanted to see. I never got to see Tom Petty either because I didn't want to pay $250, $500 a ticket. My sister used to get me into shows when she worked for the record companies, and she got in free with like her badge to all these clubs, and I'm like, I don't know. Maybe I got spoiled or something, but I don't know. When we were teenagers, we always wanted to go to shows, and
Yeah.
then they just got so fucking expensive. I mean, I think it's fucked up.
Well, I've told this story like a million times on my show. You know, in the 80s, you know, growing up, I was a big metalhead, and I used to go spend a lot of money to go see these shows, and the bands
Yeah.
were rock stars.
No, man, like Oscar's Cornhusker, $8 for Mad Parade, Bad Religion, and the Red Hot Chili
Totally.
Peppers. Oscar's Cornhusker. I mean, $8.
That's what. That's what I'm talking about. That's why I got into punk, because it was more about the people. There was no separation between us and the bands. We were all. You could hang out with a band. You could drink beer with them. You could jump on stage and sing with them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the ticket prices were like $3 to $5, $8, $10 at the most. If you got like a fucking cool headliner. And now
Yeah.
these bands are, you know, everyone's cashing in.
But you only earned
Yeah.
$100 a fucking week. Now you earn $1,000 a week.
That's true. That's true.
You know, let's be real. Now, I don't agree. Like I said, the Misfits thing, that's fucking one-off. That's fucking out of control. But the fact that it sold out in 3 minutes just goes to show that, hey, what do you do?
It's all those kids with the skull shirts on there. Oh, I finally get to see the band of the shirt that I've been wearing for
Yeah,
10
I
years.
agree with you. I have no
Their
fucking clue
parents
what they're
have
going to.
money.
Well, the marketing of the Misfits has been, you know, them, Kiss, Addicts. I mean, that's some serious marketing. Gonna keep
That's
those
true.
bands
I can't tell you
active
how many kids that
forever.
I've seen that have the Crimson Ghost,
Mm-hmm.
you know, T-shirt on, and
I
then
ask
they,
them in 7-Eleven, I say, name 3 songs. Name 3 songs, kid. You know.
yeah,
Name one band member. Fuck
Yeah.
hell.
that's true.
You know, and I think the biggest selling T-shirts, punk T-shirts in this country for the last 20 years have been the Ramones and the Misfits.
Absolutely,
You know?
absolutely.
And how many people know those songs? That's a whole different fucking ball game right there.
That's
Wouldn't
That's
Johnny love hearing Yankee Stadium playing Blitzkrieg Bop between innings? Or he died before that all happened. I mean, wouldn't he have loved that?
I think
Oh,
so.
fucking hell, yeah. Right? It's you know, what you hear fucking Sex Pistols commercials, or Sex Pistols, or you hear Rancid and Buzzcocks played for a fucking Cadillac commercial. You know?
I just heard that, yeah, and then you get all the purists and stuff. That's what I'm saying. It's a weird subject because we hold punk rock so dear to our hearts. You know what I mean? That
Got to pay the bills, man.
exactly right. Henry Rollins said it fucking best because they were talking shit about the Dead Boys. That's one of my favorite punk bands. And the Dead Boys had I think Sonic Reducer was on I just spit on myself. Sonic
That was back
I
from
heard it.
77. We were doing it then.
Sonic Reducer was on a fucking car commercial, and
So
and
was Search and Destroy.
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
Yeah. And he was saying, Henry Rollins put it best. He's like, you know, fuck, these bands have been, you know, putting in their time and work for years and never making shit, and now they're gonna get paid. Why are you gonna fucking hate on
Yeah,
them?
but Stiv's dead, though. Who's getting paid?
Cheetah Chrome?
Yeah, right, Cheetah. He was doing some shows at the Viper Room, wasn't he, recently?
Yeah.
Calling it the Dead Boys.
He was on the show, man. That was one of the best Black Lung shows I've ever did. I was like a fucking fanboy. Dutchie wasn't. Dutchie wasn't fucking engineering for me then. I had Alina, and like when he called in from Austin, Texas, I was like, fucking Cheetah Chrome. I was so fucking excited, man. Like a little kid. I still love that.
I tell you what, I love it when you have guests like that, and I'm listening. Right, well, I'm here now, but I used to listen. And you get so excited that you don't let them talk a little bit, right? So when we was talking to the dude from fucking the Dwarves the other day, and I'm bad on me, I forget his fucking name, right?
Blog.
Right, yeah. So he goes, I thought this fucking show was you interviewing me, not you talking about yourself. Like, you fucking hell, you got a good point. Shut the fuck up.
That's true. Well, you know, that's why we do this, man. I'm not only a musician, I'm a fan. You know, I don't play shows, I still go to shows. And so the other one where Dutchie came in, like he was all mad at me. He's like, "Fuck, I'm not gonna do a British accent because he always makes fun of me because my British accent sucks." He was at the beach with his beautiful girlfriend. He's like, "Fuck, I gotta come in." I had the Dayglow Abortions in studio here, and that's one of my biggest influences. You know that started and. I had the Dayglow Abortions in here, and I'm just fucking nerding out, dude, like a little kid, you know, like a Star Wars or some shit, you know, just like a fucking nerd. I was like, the Dayglow Abortions are here in studio, and they're kicking it. And I'm just,
It's fucking great.
it was fucking, it was a great show. So with that being said, rest in peace, Tom Petty. Rest in peace, Dolores from the Cranberries, and the bass player from the Zombies and the Kinks. I'm a big Kinks fan.
Are you a big enough Kinks fan to know the soap opera album? Okay, look it up. That is so underrated. I love that record so much because it talks about what we're talking about right now, the having to work your 9-to-5 job or whatever. And the premise is like some alien comes down and possesses some normal dude and is going to make him a star and everything. That record is so great and underrated. The soap opera by the Kinks. Look it up.
I've got some. I brought one Kinks record. This Preservation Act 1. I've got 2 or 3 other ones. I might have it. I don't even know. I have a bunch. But my question to you is this: you both you guys, Sticky Doll and Mike, who has passed away that you didn't get a chance to see that you would kill to fucking be on a bill with, just to play with, would just make you like happy.
The Ramones.
Yeah. All right. Fair enough.
Lane Staley.
Yeah.
Oh
loves
my
Lane.
God, I love Lane so much. I love Alice in Chains. I do.
We got our metal roots.
So
you know.
bummed.
Oh yeah.
Well,
Obviously.
grunge, like
I
apparently.
do.
but-
I love him. Who else? God, there's so many.
Well, why don't we do this, Dutchie? Let's play some more music. Let's. We got Mike Sosa in here again, and
Thanks. You know, I've been on your show twice. I've been on Dutchie's show twice, and I was on Batman's show twice. So I got a 6-pack of hanging out in Chaotic. It's
I'll
great.
put your name above the door. I truly believe you're the first one who's got to be on 6 shows.
Nah.
You need your own chair, man, with a name on it.
Yeah.
Well, I'm honored. I appreciate you guys having me.
it's fun talking to you, man. He's a great drummer. He's a good dude, you know. And wait, before I want to ask you this. I sing in a punk rock band.
Sing well.
Thank you. Front man is always kind of like the thing to do, right? Guitar player is kind of like the thing to do. You imagine yourself playing guitar. You play air guitar, and the bass and the drums.
You've seen me play.
That trips me out.
Aren't I screaming for your attention? I think that's one of the great things about watching Mad Parade, or when I was in Sticky Doll too. When you have a band where you can watch all the members, that's a full show,
Right.
You know, and I'm sitting up there playing the back of my ride cymbal, and he's back there with his bass, left-handed bass, running around or whatever, and she's up there screaming around me. That was a beautiful show. I mean, I saw the video of some of those songs, and that's what rock and roll is all about. When you can go see a band when every member gets your attention, and it's never a dull moment.
Yeah.
No, I agree with you 100%. My question to you was, though, is that I can see why people want to be a front man. I can see why people want to be the lead guitar player. But what makes you want to be the fucking drummer? It's important. Don't get me wrong. I love drummers.
The most important.
Yeah, it's that's the rhythm section. That's the driving force of the band. But you've got more equipment than anybody in the band. You got to haul more shit. Yeah, it's a huge pain in the ass. You know, especially if you don't got a roadie, you got to take care of all your equipment.
Less admiration.
Yeah,
less respect and less women.
You're in the back, man.
It just worked out that way. I had a buddy when I was growing up, Dave Crosby, and he had his. I'm still in touch with that cat. He's a really cool guy. Best drummer. I mean, he's so great. I mean, when we were kids, he's playing Space Truck and Deep Purple and shit. And whoa, you know, he's great. And yeah, he had his big brother Tom set, and we'd sit in his brother's room when he wasn't around and fuck around on the drums, you know. And
was he the one that inspired you to play? That's what I'm asking. Like, why drums?
My buddy Dave. That's why. And then, you know, I think. Let's see. I told you I got my first punk band in the late '70s, early '80s, but I was before that in a rocker band. You know, my first band was playing like Deep Purple and Zeppelin and the Who and stuff. So I got to learn those chops first.
Right.
I think that's kind of what makes me a unique punk drummer, because I mean I bring that to the table. A lot of drummers are more 4/4 time when I'm throwing those 3/4 rolls in and shit. So yeah, I'm grateful for that. But yeah, Dave had that set, Dave Crosby, and you know. Air drumming to Kiss 100,000 Years, you know, on the live album, you know.
We rocked that a little bit in rehearsal. That was cool.
Yeah. We were doing Parasite.
So let's hear Mike play some more drums. Dutchie, you got a bunch of Mad Parade's albums pulled up, right?
I got Hollywood Vampires lined up. Is that good? You tell me. What do you want to play?
Mad Parade.
Tell me the album first, and then I'll find the track easy.
You got Breaking Down the Walls, or The Night Is Ours Forever.
Is that an album or a song?
The song.
What album?
It's on
I got like fucking 500 songs.
Yeah, I gave you that greatest hits thing or whatever. Well, you pick a song, dude. I don't care.
I got your greatest hits right here. Yeah.
Here's the awesome part about having Dutchie as my co-host. Dutchie, take it away, brother. 'Cause I gotta take a piss.
What did you say the song was called off the greatest hits?
Breaking Down the Walls or The Night Is Ours Forever. I think it's called different things on different records.
Not Breaking the Chains, right? You didn't cover.
Dutchie's gonna play something for you. It's gonna
funny
be
story.
There you go. Black Lung Show, live on chaoticradio.com.
Let's come to this.
Don't you understand I'll never be saved away? Now I must be going. Where do I go from here? So up a minute, and that answer is anywhere. I must believe it. I've been everywhere and there. So up a minute, it's going to be honest, be fair. The night is ours forever. The night is ours forever. The night is ours forever. Well, the night is ours forever. Well, now and then I may need some help, but I'm gonna strive for help for myself. So like this a dream I'll be living too. But I still have me, and you have you. And even though it's all right, there'll always be the night. Oh, baby, it's there so we can hide. The night is ours forever. The night is ours forever. The night is ours forever. Well, the night is ours forever. Forever. You said forever. Forever. Is it forever? Forever. Not forever. It's not forever. Oh, forever. Where's us? Doesn't exist. There's no place like home. There's no place like home.
There's no place like chaoticradio.com where you get to hear really, really good fucking bands like Mad Parade. I'm in studio with Sticky Doll. I'm in studio with Mike Sosa from Mad Parade. That was some Mad Parade right there. Dutchie, the punk rock DJ, my co-host, the punk rock DJ extraordinaire.
I'm liking this punk rock DJ shit. It's fun as fuck. You know, you get the people we get to meet. Mike's the latest punk rock DJ on Chaotic Radio. I was just cutting and editing his show the other day. You know,
That was fun.
Hey, Dutchie, I've been waiting to ask you to say 1-800-88888. Like
I could do it the real way and give our real number.
like yeah, do it.
909-360-8330.
There we go.
8330.
I love listening to Jonesy's jukebox, man. It's
Fucking
like,
Jonesy's copy of me, the bastard.
Yeah, right.
He stole the concept to my show 10 years after I copied his.
That's a band right there. I always say this on the Black Lung show. I've always been a fan of the scene, right? And I love discovering new music. And I don't care if it's a brand new band or if it's an old band. In fact, the old bands is what I love listening to because it's like I think bands like that need more appreciation. You know what I mean? Like when we're talking about like Social Distortion, obviously they deserve it. They're a great band. Some people don't like Social Distortion. I do. I met Mike. He's a real cool cat. He was real nice to me. My band, well, one of the bands I was in.
He's mellowed with age.
Yeah. He's real fucking cool and real mellow. I remember we were playing the Warped Tour like 17 years ago, and my guitar player came up and was like, met Mike and Mike shook my guitar player's hand. He's like, "Hey, I'm Mike from Social Distortion." And my guitar player looked at me and was like, "No shit," like really, like fucking really, you know what I mean? But he was real humble, and that's the one thing that Dutchie and I always say on both of our shows, is that we get to meet really cool bands, real humble bands. That's what we like, you know. That's what I was talking about. That whole. I saw Kiss live, man. And, you know, I love Kiss music. I think those guys are assholes.
Totally.
Fuck
I'm a
them.
huge Kiss fan, yeah. I
Well,
feel the same
no.
way.
The half of the band that's not in the band anymore
Yeah,
aren't
yeah.
assholes. I mean, Ace is a legend, you know.
No, yeah, and then and I just saw too that Vinny, even Vinny Vincent.
Oh, did you watch that?
Yeah, he's finally doing interviews again. We got to try to get him on the
You know
show.
what? I was reading all the comments. Everybody's so concerned with ripping him on how he looks. You know what I mean? I thought the interview was great. It was good to hear the story of what happened back then. Kiss was paying the guy $500 a week.
Yeah,
on tour.
yeah.
I mean,
Well,
come on.
I said it last week. The thing
Good old Gene.
the thing that pissed me off was that they were doing an interview. Like, let's say fucking Kiss was doing an interview here on the Black Lung Show. Some kid was interviewing him, and he was wearing an Iron Maiden T-shirt, and they made him
I saw that.
Yeah, they made him take it off. Like,
Oh,
fuck you. You should have a Kiss shirt on.
Yeah.
Get the fuck over yourself.
Which reminds me, now we're on YouTube. The next time, if you don't just give them a beat up chaotic T-shirt, they can't fucking come in.
I couldn't find my Black Lung shirt. I was looking for it today to wear it to come
Well,
to the
actually, Ryan gave me one, but he didn't have the size I needed. Maybe today he can give me an XL if he has one.
I'm out. We have to
Damn
make
it.
some. But I am wearing the brand new Chaotic Radio. So is Dutchie. We have chaoticradio.com T-shirts.
Oh, I'd love one of those.
We had.
Oh, come on,
We're already out
guys.
again.
Dissing me. Jeez.
We're
Well, hey, when you're
we're
that
working.
successful, it's like the Misfits, you know?
Yeah.
That's right.
You sold all your merch already. Tell the kids.
Both of them.
The point of this show, man, is to let people listen to good bands. And there's, I think a good example. The other day I was looking at shows on that are coming up, and Jawbreaker is now back together, right? What a trip! And that's a trippy story. They're where are they playing at? You guys know? It's somewhere in L.A. They had to add like 3 nights. The Jawbreaker was a band like that was in the 90s, and they really didn't do a whole lot. But they broke up. They got back together for Riot Fest, and everyone lost their mind. Kind of like the Misfits thing. You know what I mean? And now they're
Longevity kind of pays off.
Yeah, they're getting their just dues. And that's why I bring that up, because of bands like you guys, dude. Mad Parade and like Symbol 6. There's bands that should have been bigger than they are. And I think that's kind of like our
Yeah, I
responsibility.
got to hand it to Symbol 6. They're still out there pumping it away. I'm proud of those guys.
They are, yeah, they are. I love Eric. Great fucking all the guys
Eric's
in the band.
great.
They're a great band. That's our job, Dutchie, is that we're not fucking sitting here, pumping fucking Leonard Skinner and fucking Metallica, fucking, you can hear that shit anywhere.
And
But-
you know what? There's some things I know. I had a Facebook message from 2 or 3 people the other week saying, "Be careful, don't piss people off." I told you this last week, because I don't. I say what I think,
You
and
don't mince
sometimes
words.
no, and it's like talking about Sham 69 and other bad. I that's my fucking view. It doesn't matter. And I don't mean to put people on the spot to make them feel bad ever.
Right.
But you know what? We do have a radio station. We have a forum that we can put shit out. And yeah, we get to voice our opinion, but you can always voice it back. I'll say this to anyone on fucking Facebook, YouTube who's listening. You fucking email me, you will be my guest on a fucking chair, and you can have your say on the other side of the table any fucking time. You talk about pushing shit like that.
Yeah.
Mike, what's the future for Mad Parade? Because you guys have been around forever and you're fucking great. And
I don't know. We just did those recordings, and I think last year and we're at a double-sided record between us and Riot Guns coming out next week from the sessions that hasn't been released yet. I mean, we recorded a bunch of songs, and I don't know. It's
Is Mad Parade still on a label?
the last record was on Hostage, but yeah, the new split's being released by what's that cat's name? Shit, I can't. He's gonna kick my ass for not remembering. But I don't know, man. I don't know what the future is.
Yeah.
If we get together, we'll play some songs. Everybody's got family. Everybody got kids. Everybody's got jobs. Everybody's
yeah,
got,
it's
just the way it goes,
life kicks our ass, and then all of a sudden you got fucking 2 years to do whatever you want, and then you ain't got a fucking weekend to do what you want. That's life.
We'll see.
It is the stuff that we do, all of us, whether it's Ryan, me, the bands. The bands to me are more important than what we fucking do. There's no music. There's no one to have on our shows. There's nothing to play without the music. And I've been involved in punk since fucking 1977.
I think the bottom line goes back to what you were talking about the Misfits before. I think our guitar player / manager / songwriter Joey, he's got the idea that if we play too much, no one wants to come. So like the Misfits idea that no one's seen them in years, and all of a sudden there's all this demand. So we play once every 18 months or so, and a lot of people show up.
And that's bullshit.
Yeah, well,
I'm
just the drummer.
If a band's good enough, people show up. If you play in the same spot every fucking week, of course not.
Well, again, the families and all the responsibilities and stuff keep us from going on big tours.
Oh yeah.
Well, Dutchie, going back to your point, I had a funny post too, right? Because before Dutchie got on the show, the Black Lung Show was I only wanted to talk about positive stuff. I didn't want to talk shit about bands or promoters or anything like that, and I still kind of don't. But
That's why Dutchie's here.
yeah, well, that's
Point counterpoint.
yeah, well, that's a good idea. But I do talk a lot of shit, you know, and that's why I still play punk rock. I think one of the reasons, like, I'm still like an
That's what you write lyrics for, right?
See, I don't think it's talking shit.
No, hold on. Let me say this. It's funny because it's like it's talking shit about the right things, right? I was angry with what that other radio station did to that, you know, to my favorite host when I was talking about that, and the drummer from Arkansas Toothpick messaged me. I'm telling everybody fucking the truth. He's like, "Oh, I put that on KCal's site." I was like, I hope that doesn't piss you off. I was like, I think that shit's funny as hell.
Yeah.
Fuck them, you know. It's my opinion. My show is my fucking opinion. Our show, the Black Lung Show. That's why Sticky Doll is in studio. That's why Mike's in studio, because it's what I like. You know what I mean? I'm not. I don't play Leonard Skinner and Metallica. It's not that I don't dig them. It's like you can hear that shit every fucking where. You need to hear bands. We need to give a voice to bands that you need to listen to. Mad Parade should have been one of the biggest bands around. That's my fucking personal opinion. And fuck you if you don't like it.
I know one of your biggest favorite bands was Cadillac Tramps.
Yeah, absolutely.
And they were that close to being the next big band in America. And you watch the movie and you
The documentary that just came out, yeah.
and you go, what the fuck, you know? But bands like Sticky Doll, Mad Parade have been around forever, so fuck that. I'm not going to talk about that. But you know, we didn't play enough of Sticky Doll's music today, but we will
Play another one.
Well, we're gonna. We didn't play the title track, did we?
No.
Red won't
No.
come out. Let me say.
I want to know what that was written about.
That was our first song.
What was it written about?
There is a story behind that one.
Give us.
no,
a,
is
There's
there?
got to be with a fucking name like that.
yeah.
We do have to get off the air, you know, because there's another show.
We got
coming up.
6 minutes.
We got 6 minutes.
That's it. And then even if you carry on talking, you're fucked.
Let's do this. You guys have been listening to the Black Lung Show live on chaoticradio.com. Your host, Ryan Pena, my buddy, my brother. I love this guy, Dutchie the punk rock DJ. We do this for you guys. We want you guys to listen to really, really good bands. If you don't know who Mad Parade is, you do now. Make sure you fucking check them out and bug them. We want to see them fucking live. I want to play with you guys fucking live. Sticky Doll, too. Yes, and we'll talk about the Chaotic Radio shows things. Yeah, we still do some shows here and there. We got some stuff coming up. The album is called Red Won't Come Out. Follow these steps. It's on the fucking. It's on the CD. Wet stain with cold water immediately. Rub stain well with a bar of soap. Lather gently. Re-soak stain with pre-treated stain remover. Dab on diluted ammonia, and then launder fabric. That's how you get the red out.
It's good to learn.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's for the kids.
I appreciate it.
See how
No
much we
tonic
think of
water?
our fans.
P.S.
We want people to know.
Don't tell mom and dad. That's on the album. This is Sticky Doll. You've been listening to the Black Lung Show. We love you guys. You know, fuck the government. Hopefully they get their shit together. But if not, you can always tune into chaoticradio.com because we love you and we're going to play fucking really good music from really good fucking
Thanks,
bands.
Ryan, and thanks, Dutchie, for
Awesome.
having us.
Yeah,
on.
fucking
thank
pleasure
you
every
guys.
time.
Thanks,
So
Mike.
fun.
This guy's
Thanks for
awesome.
having us.
Cool.
Here's Sticky Doll one last time.
He said he wouldn't slam it. I told him not to slam it. Standing there, cutting up chicken in his tight, tight jeans and Converse tunnies. He looked so cute. I told him, I hate it. I told him, I hate it. Goddamn. 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 Lights are down, you're on the floor, the couch is out, red won't come out. Careful with the meat cleaver. Turn down the fucking heater. 7 cups to make a liter. He said he wouldn't slam it. I told him, I hate it. I told him, I hate it. I told him, I fucking hated it. Goddamn. 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 Lights are down, you're on the floor, the couch is out, red won't come out. So I had to kill him.
Run so down, you're on the floor, the couch is out, red won't come out.
So I had to kill him. 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 Goddamn.
This is chaoticradio.com.